I invite you to join us in Virtual EMDR and Online Sandtray Therapy integrated course. Hi, I'm Jackie Flynn. I'm an MDRA-approved consultant, a registered play therapist, and the host of Play Therapy Community Podcast. I'm also the creator of 8 Phases of EMDR with Children and Adolescents Integrating Play Therapy Techniques course. I created animal imagery and EMDR inner resource development for child therapists, as well as In My Body, I Feel, a story about the felt sense of emotions for the somatic work that child therapists engage in. And Jack Feels, it's an emotional literacy resource for child therapists. In this course, Virtual EMDR and Online Sandtray Therapy integrated, we learn how to integrate all 8 phases of EMDR therapy with the power, the robust, amazing magnitude of online Sandtray therapy to deepen our trauma work. In phase 1, the history taking phase, we learn how to really develop the timeline or a target sequence plan right there with the online Sandtray. And we learn how to explore any secondary gain issues that may pop up. We start off right out the gate with a stronger therapeutic relationship based on the nature of the online Sandtray therapy. In phase 2, we really look at how to prepare the client for the later phases of EMDR therapy. We learn how to really explore their adaptive resources that they have in place right there with the online Sandtray. And we look at how to create a calm place and a container. We look at helping the client to attain emotional equilibrium, to be able to move forward with sometimes the difficult work that phases 3 through 8 can hold. Then once the client is prepared and we move forward with phase 3, the assessment phase of EMDR therapy, we use that online Sandtray therapy to really create the imagery that is necessary to explore the target issue and to look at the negative cognition and the positive cognitions, the subjective unit of distress. We learn how to do that in a virtual realm. Also, we look at how to really look at the validity of the cognition. How true does that positive cognition feel? We explore how to use the online format to help the body really have that greater awareness of somatic sensations and explore the emotions that are associated with the target. Once we've done that and we have a good solid phase 3 assessment phase of virtual EMDR, then we move forward with phase 4, the desensitization phase of EMDR. It's really cool how it works. There's so many different options of bilateral stimulation that can be utilized right here online. So in phase 4, we use the online Sandtray to support that adaptive resolution, that shift, the change as that subjective unit of distress starts to decline as the desensitization phase continues. Once that subjective unit of distress, the SUD, is lower, and the client is then feeling differently, they've had that adaptive shift, then we move forward to the phase 5, and that's the installation phase. That's where we take that target issue that has really reduced in emotionality and the image isn't as vivid or it has shifted in some way, and then we pair that with the positive cognition. It is so beautiful when that happens, and I love how the online Sandtray can really support that adaptive shift, hold that together, and help solidify that in the person's experience. And then following phase 5 comes the phase 6, the body scan. Really looking for any residual, any somatically stored material that is still remaining, helping the client to really explore any tight, any tense, any unusual sensations that's still associated with the target, and then helping them kind of to move through those with the bilateral stimulation, whether it's through the mechanism of action that supports the visual or the tactile, and also there's auditory options, as well as self-administer ways to engage in the bilateral stimulation. The BLS is what we call it. It's super cool how many options. In some ways, I think the virtual EMDR therapy process has some benefits that we don't have here in the office. Once the somatically stored material is worked through and we have that just that felt sense of calm and peace when thinking of the target, then the client is ready to close out in the session, and we can do that right with the support of the online Sandtray. I love that site. It's created by Dr. Karen Fried. It's free online and it is really helpful. I love that it has the functionality to, where the client can put multiples of the images there, which in the office we call them miniatures. Some people call them models. I know in this course you'll learn how to do it with the online Sandtray, but you'll also have this knowledge to be able to apply it to any virtual online settings. So whether you are using that dual camera setup with your in the office Sandtray, or the amazing VSA Virtual Sandtray app, which is really good, that was created by Dr. Jessica Stone. You can use what you learn in this course to use the Sandtray method or just setting of your choice. In that phase 7, in the closure phase, we help the client to attain that emotional equilibrium, help them to regulate their body and prepare for going out into the world, and remove that raw sense of I've just worked through something very difficult in my life. We help them to kind of pull back together, and we do that right there with the support of the online Sandtray. And then, once the client leaves, and once they leave our session, the reprocessing can still continue. They may have insights, they may have triggers come up, memories. So when they come back for the next session, we engage in phase 8, and the online Sandtray really can support that as well. That's the reevaluation phase, just to see if there's any new material, any insights, any triggers, any new levels of disturbance. And then if there is, then we go back to phase 3 and we just continue on with that work. Okay, I would love for you to join us in this virtual EMDR and online Sandtray therapy course. If you'd like to learn more, you can find me at my site, JackieFlynnConsulting.com. That is EMDR and play therapy integration support. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.